म चाहिँ जेसी सजाय केसी वर्ष 2019 को टिपी जेसी किर्तिपुर जेसीआई आजको पेपर प्रेजेन्टेसनमा चाहिँ हाम्रो इबिपी जेसी पारस मुदवरी सरले दिनुभएको भएको छ। टुरिज्म इयर 2020 नेपालको टुरिज्म नेपालको गभर्मेन्टले टुरिज्म इयर 2020 चाहिँ 2015 को अर्थक्वेक पछि नेपाल नाउ भनेर एउटा क्याम्पेन चलाएको थियो जुनमा चाहिँ नेपालको टुरिस्ट एरियाहरू बिफोर कस्तो थियो र आफ्टर कस्तो भयो भूकम्पपछि अर्थक्वेकपछि भनेर देख्न पाएको थियौँ हामीले र अहिले टुरिज्म इयर 2020 चाहिँ 2015 को रिकन्स्ट्रक्सन कस्तो भएको छ नेपालमा र टुरिस्टहरूलाई कसरी वेलकम गर्छ भनेर पनि राखेको छ। इयर एज अ सिटिजन अफ किर्तिपुर हामीमा हाम्रो एरियामा हाम्रो घर टोलमा धेरै कल्चरल हेरिटेज छ, त्यसलाई प्रिजर्भ गर्न सक्छौँ, आफ्नो कल्चरलाई कन्टिन्यू गर्न सक्छौँ र टुरिस्टहरू धेरै किर्तिपुरमा पनि वेलकम गर्न सक्छौँ। 2020 कल्चर एन्ड फ्युचर पर्सपेक्टमा म प्रेजेन्टेसन दिनको लागि हाम्रो इबिपी जेसी पारस सरलाई यहाँ निम्ताउन चाहन्छु। धन्यवाद।
I'd like to welcome all of you here in the paper presentation. Today I am very delightful that JCI Kirtipur is organizing such a program that would somehow make impact on society, as tourism is also one part that makes impact in the community and society. Because last year when I saw the data, then I find that around 31,000 youths, they were employed in this industry. So this industry, even though it seems unseen, but it creates lots of opportunity for the youths. That's why around 31,000 youths of Nepal, they got employment in this sector. The government data, it reflects. So from Kirtipur too, I hope many of them, they may have served in this industry as a tour guide, trekking guide, in the hotel and accommodation business. They were involved in, and they may have somehow created the impact, and they may have served the nation. Some of them, they like to go to the national parks, and they like to explore the nature, because national park is the part of nature that is preserved by the government agencies. The hospitality industry refers to primarily to the organizations that provide lodging and accommodations, especially lodging or accommodations and food services for the people when they are away from their home. So tourists, of course, they are away from the home and they have to serve the quality foods, and for them the hospitality industry serves. But hospitality industry, tourism industry, travel industry, they are quite similar if we define them. So the travel consultants, what they should do, because tourists, they come from abroad and they should be taken special care. If they do not like the dishes, recipes, the manner, hospitality given by the service provider, then next time they will not recommend other friends to again come in Nepal or visit Nepal, because we have to sell the goodwill what we have. So the travel consultants, they assist the clients, of course, for lodging and related arrangements they do. Travel wholesalers are in the trips, including the numerous excursions and other activities, and they sell either to the groups or the individuals. That means they shop to the individuals or the groups, because some of the groups from the foreign countries, they come to Nepal in a package basis. Okay. So many travel and tourism related businesses and companies enable tourists to enjoy activities on the vacation and holidays, because of course when it comes to the time of traveling, then of course people have to spend their, let's say, holidays, because holidays are especially preferred days for traveling. Otherwise people have to work and they have busy schedule and they could not travel frequently. So most of the tourists, of course, they come to Nepal for when they have holidays, longer or the shorter holidays they have in their country. So say they could enjoy here, and when they come here, then there includes the bus operations, and then biking, cycling, fishing, climbing, mountaineering, diving, paragliding, trekking, hiking, sightseeing, and other recreational activities that could be the part of tourism industry. So when it comes to accommodation, of course, then hotels are the best choice, because without hotels, we cannot serve the guest. So hotels is a for-profit business, because no one will open the hotel for charity purpose, right? So it's for profit-making sense, and then it provides the rooms for the clients or the guests, and it sells the other amenities also. Whatever the hotel has, like food service and other services the hotel provides, that comes under the amenities. So business centers, conference hall, if the tourists they want to go to the local area, then the kind of service should be given. That is also provided by the hotels, and other things they have to provide on the basis of the guest need. So resorts, of course, I hope you have also have knowledge about this full service hotels with additional attractions to make them the primary destinations for the travelers. So resorts, we have resorts here. So Nepal has luxurious hotels, resorts, conference centers to organize the things. We do have these things. We have camps and park lodges. When we go to the Chitwan and Bardea and other national parks, then we have park lodges. That means government would operate some of the lodges inside the park. They have to pay the money, and they have to follow some of the procedures there, and rules and regulations should be followed, and they would stay there and they would enjoy there. When I was visiting in Chitwan National Park, then I saw a very lovely place where tourists they like to go and stay there. There is a big tree, and in the top of the tree there is the room for the clients, visitors. That means tourists. That means tourists would throughout the night they would stay there and they would enjoy the wildlife throughout the night. So that is the camp lodges, park lodges, that helps to enjoy the nature as well as enjoy the time very properly, and we do have these things. And then we do have breakfast and bed and breakfast inns, very small properties they would own, and then they would also serve the guest. In this way, these accommodations they provide the service to the guests. Okay, now my further discussion will be quite different, but this is also the part of tourism, because as I have already told, national parks in Nepal. Why I am talking this? Because without parks, then we would get very less tourists. Honestly speaking, the heritage sites we have, we feel proud on it, but nowadays that is quite less attraction for tourists, because they want something new, something creative, something dynamic things they want. Some adventure, some exotic things, some unspoiled things they want to taste in their life. So for unspoiled things, something very extraordinary and distinctive is our national park. So we have Chitwan National Park. So we have the introduction here. So established in 1973. I'll not go to everything else, but briefly sum up, because I do have a limitation of the time. So it is included in the World Heritage List. 1984 was the time. So Chitwan district itself was covered fully by forest once. So around 30-40 years ago, whole district was covered by forest. Now, whatever the towns and places you see in Chitwan, that became possible because 50% of the district lost the forest. If it was not the case, then whole district would be the forest, would be the national park and forest. So 50% forest is cut off, and remaining 50% is now the national park, and it's so lovely, and many people they come for this park, right? So we have this one, and animals found here. One horned rhino, of course, you may have also seen. And when you were doing the jungle walk or the safari, then jeep safari or elephant safari, and one horned rhino was very spectacular to see there. Similarly, wild elephants, Royal Bengal tiger. There is what is called patibag, common leopard, chitwa, wild elephants, jangali hathi, sloth bear, Himalayan bison. These are the major animals they are found here. And in reptiles, we have ghorial and makar alligators. We have in Rapti River, it is very fertile for this type of alligators. So even when you do the canoe ride, when you ride in the canoe, that is a small boat, naturally made boat, then in 1 hour you will see more than 30-40 alligators. Naturally they were traveling in the Rapti River. They were swimming in the river and they are preying the things. Okay, similarly we have from this part, there is one notable thing is 650 bird species are found here. 650 doesn't mean the number of birds, it means 650 different types of birds. Some birds, their volume could be less, some of them they may be high in number, but the variation in species is, bird species is 650. So it's a very good thing because in one national park, the district itself has lost its 50% forest. It still consists 650 birds, and the travelers may not see all of them, but as migratory birds, they could not remain throughout the same place. So at least you can enjoy and you see some of the birds when you go there. So this attracts the millions of tourists for Nepal. So next one is Mudvari National Park. So I'll not go to the so much detail. So I'll go to the animals found here only. So briefly. Okay, Royal Bengal tiger, it is very famous, and tiger's population is increasing in Mudvari National Park. It's a good news. Once its number was lost, but it is recovering. Similarly, wild elephant, one rhino is also there. From Chitwan, it is migrated there. The rhinos were taken there. Pangolian, what we call salak, there is 2. Common leopard, black buck, Krishna shar, what we call in Nepali, that is found there. Swamp deer, what we call Barasingi, and river dolphin, they are also found there. So here also we have 360 bird species, they are found here. So it comes under the elevation of 80 to 150 meters. So here we will find the tropical type of forest, and this is also very lovely park to visit. Next one is Sagarmatha National Park. Then it is also listed in the World Heritage List. We have only 2 national parks listed in the World Heritage List. That is Sagarmatha and that is Chitwan. So it was listed in 1979 in UNESCO Heritage List. Its area is also very huge, 1,148 square kilometer. It has. It means it will be thrice bigger than the Kathmandu Valley. Thrice, 5 times bigger than the Kathmandu Valley. So animals found here, snow leopard, because it lies in the higher elevation. If you see the height of it, then 2,780 meters to 5,300 meter it is spread, and it touches up to the Everest base camp. Up to Everest base camp, it is the national park, and beside or above this, the place or the height does not included in this one. So we have musk deer, Himalayan thar, what we call jaral, golden jackal, and we have 250 species of birds we have here. Similarly now I'll come to the Langtang National Park. So here also we find the red panda, because panda's population is also quite endangered in Nepal and we have to protect. And Himalayan brown bear, what we call the Himalayan deer, it is musk deer. We have leopard cat, what we call sharibag, it is found here. Wild boar, bandil, barking deer, a type of deer which looks like a calf of the cow, but it's a deer. Common langur, it's a type of monkey. In Nepal and India, in some places, for monkey we call the langur. So common langur it is called, and in the textbooks also they say common langur also, that instead of monkey. So here we have 350 types of species of birds. So Rara National Park, very amazing. It is very less. It covers the very less area. 160 square kilometers is the smallest one in terms of national parks. It was established in 1976. Average height is 1,500 to 5,000 meters. And animals, here we find pangolin, red panda, musk deer, leopard cat, grey wolf, boasu. We call it snow leopard. And bird species we have 350, they are recorded here. Okay, so say Hoxana National Park, I hope it is the biggest one. So its area is 3,555 square kilometer, very large one. So it is spread up to 6,000 meters from 15,000, sorry, 6,000 up to 6,000. It is spread from 1,500. So here we find the wild yak, snow leopard, grey wolf, musk deer, golden eagle. It is a bird, golden eagle. Tibetan antelope, chauri, blue sheep. Now what we call Tibetan snow cock, what we call chakura. It is a local name of it. So we find this type of things. So this golden eagle is very rare one and very distinctive in than the other birds. And here we have this bird here. Okay. So similarly, we have Haptar National Park, which is spread into the Bazang, Bazura, Doti, and Assam district. Okay, and then it was established in 1984. Area 225 square kilometer, altitude 1500 to 5000 meters. Animals here we find the snow leopard, blue sheep, musk deer, grey wolf, leopard cat, oral. Okay, Makaluburun National Park, which is in the Songkhla Sala district, solely spread in one district. Its area is 1500 square kilometer. Okay, and its area will be spread it up to 2350 square kilometer because it is covering the other nearing other surrounding forest of this the local area. So animals found here: snow leopard, clouded leopard, red panda, musk deer, grey wolf, pangolin. We have 300 body species they are recorded here. So Sivapuri National Park, quite near from Kathmandu and from Kirtipur even. So it is spread in Kathmandu, Sindhupalchok and Nuwako district. It is lately established in 2002. Its area is 159 square kilometer. Many of, I hope you may have also have gone here. So 1,350 meters to 1,800 meters only it is spread. Actually, it is included up to the Jhor pass of Kathmandu. And there may be the other more higher mountain than in this part, but they are not included. Up to Johor Pass only its height is mentioned. So animals, they are common leopard, clouded leopard, red panda, leopard cat, wild bear, common langur. We have here. Similarly, we have Banki National Park. Here we will get the introduction of it. I hope you have also visited and known about this one. So animals, here we find Bengal tiger, striped hyena, because I have to include this striped hyena because it is only animal found in this national park, not in other national park. The hyenas, what we call the udar in Nepali, they are only found in this national park, not in other national park. We have bow-horned antelope, wild elephant and pangolin, they are found here. We have around 300 body species here. Okay, now I'd like to go to this fact one, tourist population in Nepal. I talked about national park because they are required to attract the tourists, and tourists come and join to Nepal for the visit because of the parks. That is the truth we have to know. And now tourist population in Nepal, what would be the exact number of people they are coming to Nepal each year? So you can see the facts here. So in 2016, okay, from travel we got around 5,70,563 tourists. It is increased in 2017 and around 7 lakh tourists they came by air, land, and in total there were 7,53,000 tourists that came in Nepal in 2016. In 17 it was 9,40,000 it was, so it's increasing. And in 2018, I have not mentioned here, but in 2018 it is believed that around 13 lakh tourists they came in Nepal. Officially not published, but it is believed that around 13 lakh tourists they came to Nepal. So 1.3 billion they came. That's why Nepal government decided to make the 2020 in which we can at least bring around 2 million tourists, 20 lakh tourists. So it's a very ambitious project, but I hope if we all put hand together, it is possible to. So how long they stay, and the male, female, whose population was higher, you can see briefly here. So the male, their arrival, and the female's arrival, you can see and figure it out here. So 5 nationalities they come to Nepal as a tourist. India, the first rank; second, China; third, Sri Lanka in 2016. Okay, fourth USA, and fifth one was United Kingdom. Other they were not mentioned. Only the top 5 they were mentioned. In 2009, if you see in 2017, then Indian tourists they ranked the first, China then second, third USA, fourth United Kingdom, and Sri Lanka fifth. And the purpose of the visits, of course, holiday and pleasure, that comes the first priority, and for pilgrimage, that could be the region people come for religious purpose. Trekking and mountaineering, of course, many of them they love to visit the different mountains and the base camps for this one. So official purpose, business purpose, conference, for this and other reasons, many of the tourists they come to Nepal. Okay, so places they visit, because I was saying why we have to mention our national park, because many of the tourists they come for the because it does not include the Indian tourists. There is one amazing fact is that whoever come to Pashupati, the Indian tourists who come in a maximum number by bus crossing the border, they are not included as a tourist. That's why their number is excluded. Of course, they help in the tourism, but they are not included in the tourism. So, excluding Indian tourists, the visitors of the Pashupatinath temple, we have around 95,000. They come here. For Lumbini, that is more, because Buddhist pilgrims they come here for this World Heritage Site Lumbini. So, Manastro trekking area, Mustang, Humla. Okay, lower Dolpo or Dolpa, what we call for trekking purpose, and Kanchenjunga trekking, upper Dolpo trekking or Dolpa trekking. Lots of tourists they come here. If you see Kanchenjunga trekking and upper Dolpo trekking, there are very few, around 500 tourists they go, because it needs longer time. They may have shorter holidays, but this trek would take more time. That's why they cannot extend the time more. Who has more leisure, they would go. These places who take more adventures, they go. That's why their number is less. The next concern is environmental ethics and tourism. Because nowadays tourism can be the problem, because environment could be polluted because of the tourists, because lots of people when they visit, then the garbage management, food stops, and other logistics we have to manage for them. It would be very challenging to manage, and environment is deteriorated further in many places. So tourists we have to behave properly to the tourists, and they have to be friendly to the host country too, because they are in the foreign land, and we are welcoming them, and it doesn't mean that we have to welcome and they have all right to do anything. No, because mutually we have to respect each other, and friendliness is required in both sides. Okay, and they have to also manage the pollution, because they are also responsible for more pollution, because they bring the exotic products, means the products from their own country and other exotic products which may not be fitted in the local biodiversity, or let's say in the local nature. So for them also they have to be aware about this. They should not randomly, let's say, destroy the flora, fauna, what we have in our country. We should be conscious about this. So we should have. That's why garbage and dustbin in many places we have to manage, and we have to encourage them to not to spread or throw the garbages here and there. So they should use the biodegradable soaps. In many places that is also being launched, because soap consists many toxic elements, That's why it should be considered, and it could be a threat to the animals also, because directly the water may contaminate the soil and the toxic elements could contaminate the water and the soil. So these things are very essential to know, and we have to think about it too. Okay, next issue. Next issue I have. And we have to encourage the tourists to consume the well-washed and cooked food, because if they are contaminated and if they have serious health ailments, then they do not feel comfortable and their stay would not be fruitful, right? So this is also very essential. Make drinking water from tap or stream safe during the safe using the iodine. This is also required, because when we are traveling in the trekking routes, then this is also very essential. Marks, use of the marks is also unavoidable. So this is the thing. Mentioned here. Now I'd like to enter into the World Heritage Sites of Nepal from the Kathmandu Darbari Square. Before that, I'd like to ask you a question. Why do you think Kathmandu Darbari Square is in the World Heritage Site? Why it is in the World Heritage Site? Why you listed it in the World Heritage Site?
Art, sculpture.
It has its own culture, sculpture, architecture. Ancient or the medieval architecture, sculptures, it has preserved, right? So the antique features it has preserved. That's why it is listed in the World Heritage, because certain criteria they are. If that is fulfilled, then it will be in the World Heritage list. So Panauti would be in future, because it is in the tentative World Heritage list. They would make a very detailed survey, and they would only include if that is there. If we cannot maintain, they would sometimes give threat to us too. We will exclude your heritage site from our list. They will sometimes, it happens. It is happening in Kathmandu Darbari site too, and the other sites of Kathmandu too. So this is a risk too. If we cannot maintain after devastation of the earthquake after 2015, then it is very challenging for us to preserve the things there properly, or even our monuments they are fallen down. So to build them, it's taking the more time. So they are not happy actually. UNESCO is not happy with us. So why renovation is not done properly, and why the monumental site itself is not intact properly. So it is a challenge. So I do not go through the more about this, because you all have visited, right? So Kastamunda and the surrounding place is so attractive. Kumari Temple you may have visited. The new classical buildings made by the Ranas, there you will see that is so attractive, and it attracts the thousands of tourists there each year. So this is Kathmandu Darbari Square, and it is believed that the custom mandap, which you see, it is believed that made up of the one tree, right? Actually, when it was fallen apart in the devastation, then its woods were taken for research in the laboratory of root, and earlier the custom mandap, though the structure was believed that it was built in 12th century, but the recent research after the archaeological evidence and the proof we got, because sampling was taken to the root for the test, then it was built in the 6th century. So it was amazing, because that massive structure was built in the 6th century, and researchers they were overwhelmed, because so such a old one, right? So it was a place to dwell for the foreign visitors who come to Nepal, and there is the place to live there, and other temples you may have gone there. And Kumari temple itself is so artistic to see, because of its wood carving and then the architecture it possesses. So it's a very lovely one. So Bhaktapur Darbari Square. So this is also a very amazing place to visit, and Bhupendra Malla's and his statue and the temples, and then the Pachmanadhyari Darbar and the different Sikhara style temples that attracts the millions of tourists there. It is believed that once Bhaktapur was the a political hub, because most of the kings they ruled from Bhaktapur, and Kathmandu and Patan, it was their used to be their kingdom. So it was ruling the whole Kathmandu valley once. Later, Eximala song, they divided the Kathmandu valley into the different parts, and they ruled differently, independently. But it was once Kathmandu valley was ruled from Bhaktapur, so it's a very ancient city, and the monuments here are very lovely and very exotic to see. So Nath Pol temple, when you go to the Nath Pol, then it's so majestic one, very tall one. Even in the earthquake, it was not damaged, and such a wonderful temple it is. And other places you'll see they are very lovely, and we have to save them. Next, Bhaktapur Darbar Square we talked about. Okay, we have Patan Darbar Square. Of course, many of us we have gone, and last time we had blood donation program beside the Krishna temple too. So this is also in the World Heritage sites of Nepal. So I'll not go to more about this, because the things we know about this. Pashupatinath temple and the surrounding area of Pashupatinath temple, it is also so archaic to see, and very old the temple is. Devpatan of Pashupati, which has lots of statues and lots of monuments there. It attracts the many of the tourists from India and other countries who are either Hindu or either non-Hindus. Okay, then Swayambhunath Stupa. It is believed that the stupa was built 2500 years ago. And it's amazing that this stupa, once when it was there, even Buddha came to here to visit. It is believed that Buddha came for Swayambhu. The light came from there, and it was preserved by the people there. The lotus preserved, it is believed. And for this light also, even Gautam Buddha, he traveled from Lumbini, southern part of Nepal, even to see this monument. So it is believed it is the oldest one. So this is there also you will find the Lichvi periods. Yes, right there even you can see to the 14th or 15th century Shikhara temples you will see. That is very amazing one. Okay, so Bodhanath Stupa, very amazing to see, because when we see, then it is the very largest stupa in, I hope, in the Asia.
In the world.
In the world, sorry, in the world. It is the largest stupa in the world, Bodhanath Stupa. For that also, so many Tibetan tourists as well as tourists from other parts of the world, they come to visit here. And it is very lovely to see. We have Lumbini, birthplace of Gautam Buddha. Many of us have gone there also. It marks that the place was the birthplace of Gautam Buddha. Even the stone is there to mark that this is the place where Buddha was born. The stone and the place inside the Mayadevi temple reflects that Buddha was exactly born there. The stone actually marked that was the place of the Buddha, where Buddha's birthplace. And when his mother was traveling to what we call Maitikar from her husband's home, then she delivered. She gave the birth to the child on the way to the Maida, what we call, right? So yeah, it is the midway in there she gave birth, and it is believed when there could be some villages there too, when in the time of the Buddha, because no one can live, even women cannot live without the support of other. And she had recently given birth, and when she had a labor, then she may have caught the people tree, and then besides she bathed, and finally she gave birth to the baby, and later after 7 days she is taken to her home. So that is very amazing, because Buddha was around 2500, let's say it was the time of around 2500 years ago. So before 563 BC, so it happened. So it's amazing to see that place. So the surrounding place, and then the recent innovations that is done, that is in the Lumbini, that also attracts the many of the tourists there. So we have Of course, Chitwan National Park and Sagarmatha National Park, they are also in the World Heritage List, I have already mentioned. So other 15 places they will be now in the World Heritage List. That is Panauti, very good news, right? So we also go Panauti, and this area, the old immutable architectural complex of Panauti, the surrounding could be the lovely place, and this will be in the World Heritage List in the future. Tilora Court, the archaeological remains of the ancient Sakhi kingdom, Tilora Court. The excavation is going on there. Archaeological evidences has shown that there was a very big kingdom. Even bricks were there. That they were used to make the walls and the whole palace complex. So these things are very amazing. And then Muktinath Valley, the cave architecture of this Muktinath Valley of Mustang, because the caves and you may have also seen in the newspaper that the skeleton of the human being that they were excavated from the caves. So people were living long ago there, and that the cave also could be the source of culture, source of history, source of even civilization. So this is very amazing. We have I have here number 8. Where are? Let me see. Here there isn't. Let me see other them and I'll mention. Let me mention first of all here what we have. So Vajrayogini and the Sakhu area, that will also be there. Kirtipur, this is a very delightful one. So Kirtipur, the medieval settlement of Kirtipur, it would be Bhagavaram temple, and then the surrounding complex. Similarly, Laku, as well as Chilinchu will be included in the World Heritage List. Nuapur Palace, we also last time visited, and the reconstruction is not done yet properly, but it also will be in. Okay, Janaki Mandir, Tansen, medieval town of Tansen, and then Sinja Valley, and Bhurti temple of the Lake district. There we will find the Bhurti temple complex. Around 22 temples are there, Sikhara temples. They are very amazing to see, because in one place around 22 Sikhara temples are there, and they are made so marvelously. So that also could be in the list. So Bhurti temple of Delhi. So these are the things. Now I will come to the rural tourism in Nepal. Because rural tourism is also one of the good aspect for Nepal, because we do have lots of things to serve for the guests. So we have rural tourism is the part of ecotourism. And also I'll talk about Nepal Tourism Year 2020 and what would be our responsibility to make our tourism year successful. So I will not take more than 10 minutes. So there could be. So in terms of rural tourism, we have homestay in the Sirubari of Sandhya district. There is a lovely village, Sirubari. Lots of people, they come. That is a typically Gurung community that is. So that is very famous. Similarly, in Lomzon, Galegaon is very famous. And in other places, there could be the possibility of developing the homestay. Even when I was traveling to Tansen, then there was one homestay. Even the National Geographic, they have broadcasted about that homestay. Why homestay could be the better choice for the tourists than the hotels? And some of the tourists or the clients, they would say, in hotels, restaurants, what happens is they get the very ready-made foods, or they could not get so much taste and delicious it would not be, the food will be. Rather, even people could not feel enjoying while they cook in the restaurant or hotels. Because the cooks and other staffs, when they are involved in cooking, then they feel a kind of profession. But when you stay in the home, then when you stay in the homestay, then what happens? You are served with so much hospitality. Even people will not feel bored when they cook for you. But in hotel, they feel they are doing in as their profession. They could not be even happy sometimes, but you have to take the meal. If they cook being angrily, then also you have to eat, because you don't know what's happening in the kitchen. But in a homestay, you will enjoy more delicious, more homely environment you will have, and you'll enjoy even in the less services and facilities in the homestay. What happened? One incident I have, I got news about this. One of the very, let's say, rich person, he stayed in homestay in Tansen. Even he cannot stretch his legs because the bed was so small one. But he enjoyed a lot. Why? Because he saw the hospitality, he saw the woman cooking really and smiling while she was cooking, while she was serving the food, she was smiling. So it was truly a home away from home. So this also could be a one benefit for Nepal, because there are many rural areas of Nepal, touristic places we can develop, and we can make this tourism more very affluent industry we can make. So with this note, I'd like to conclude my presentation. If you have any question, please.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You said that Kirtipur is also listed, going to be listed in World Heritage. Is it possible? I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, it's a very quite complex question even, because if we can maintain the monuments intact, if we if we think about preservation of it, if we do not deteriorate it further, then there could be. If we randomly destroy, if we cannot preserve what we have now, then it would be again the challenge. So it depends on how the community take the initiation, how community preserves, and how even the municipality and other local bodies they think about preservation of it. It is possible. But if it is not, then like the modern construction that is encroaching the places, that could be the problem. So in my view, if we do not take care properly, then it will not be. Or you were asking some further question?
So is it like somebody is trying to include, or somebody is doing something to include these places in World Heritage or not?
I hope it happens in a national basis, because it is the pride of nation. So national level research, even though there could be the assistance of the local authorities here, so it is done nationally. So national approach is required for the preservation of it, because many of the idols I have researched there, they are of the Lichivi period. So in Balgar temple, there are some of the icons of the goddesses. They are of the Lichivi period. So that could be the assist for Kirtipur, that it could be shaped. It should be shaped. Even the temple was quite a new one. In the 10th or the 11th century it was made. But some of the statues, some of the icons of the gods and images of the gods scattered there, they are of the Lichivi period. So there could be the chance.
So these 15 proposed places, is that government is listing these places?
Yeah, government is listing these places. It is not the interest of some group or some people, it is the interest of the nation.
So what is the status of
regarding the status, I do not have that much thorough knowledge, but of course, due to the devastation of the earthquake, many places, even in the Panauti, even in the Sampu, we have seen lots of the damage of the monumental places there. So if we can maintain again further in its archaic way, then there could be the chance of listing in the World Heritage.
So is there any responsibility of the local people, if they can do something to do this?
Of course, because the idols, they are scattered everywhere. If that is theft, then there could be the problem. So community should be very strong, and when they are innovating something, then they should maintain the archaic structure and architecture. They have to maintain. Local people should make a research that how can again it would be rebuilt in their ancient way that is made. So this initiation is required, otherwise nation itself cannot do on its basis.
I think you have left Chamunara temple in that UNESCO list.
That is right. Yes, Sangunarayan temple. Yes, Sangunarayan. Because what happened today, honestly speaking, when we were preparing, everything was there. While making the slide, then some of the changes occurred. So I am sorry for that. Sangunarayan. It is also called Dolaji temple. It seems like डोला जस्तै टाढामा भएको जस्तो भएको हुनाले डोलाजी हिल पनि भन्दो रहेछ साङ्गुनारायणलाई। अब त्यहाँको मानदेवको इतिहासको कुरा आउँछ। मानदेव इज अ फर्स्ट हिस्टोरिक किङ भनेर भन्छ। अब त्यो उसको स्ट्याचु त्यहाँको कुराहरू आउँछ। उसले चाहिँ आफ्नो चाहिँ किङडम चाहिँ धेरै एक्सपान्ड गरेर चाहिँ धेरै ठाउँमा पुर्याएको, अहिलेको नेपालभन्दा पनि चौगुना पुर्याएको कुराहरू आउँछ। मल्लपुरीसम्म के अरे यो पूर्वको मल्लपुरीहरूसम्म पुर्याएको, इन्डियाको कति पार्टहरूसम्म पुर्याएको त्यस्तो कुराहरू आउँछ। अब आमालाई सती जान नदिइकन चाहिँ सती जानबाट रोकेको, तपाईँ जानुभयो भने म राजकाजमा कसले सहयोग गर्छ भनेर सती जान रोकेको, त्यस्तो सबै त्यो इन्स्क्रिप्सनमा शिलालेख इन्स्क्रिप्सन नै छ। अब त्यो इन्स्क्रिप्सन अब त्यति पुरानो इन्स्क्रिप्सन, यस अब 5th सेन्चुरीको चाहिँ इन्स्क्रिप्सन, मिड 4th 5th सेन्चुरीको चाहिँ इन्स्क्रिप्सन। अब कतिले त त्यो एउटा गरुड बनाएको छ नि त त्यहाँ, होइन? त्यो गरुडको त्यो चाहिँ मानदेव आफैको हो भन्ने पनि कतिले भन्छन्। उसले चाहिँ अब आफू मूर्ति त भगवान्को मात्र बनाउने, मान्छेको राजाको बनाउने चलन थिएन। तर अब म पनि अब मान्छे त्यसरी रेस्पेक्ट गर्दाखेरि त्यो राजाले पनि आफू भगवान् जस्तै भयो भनेर चाहिँ मूर्ति बनाएर राख्यो भनेर मान्छेले पूजा पनि गर्न सक्थ्यो होला, गर्ने भएर उसले चाहिँ गरुडको रूपमा चाहिँ आफ्नो मूर्ति बनाएको भन्छ। अब त्यो प्लेस इट इज इन द वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज लिस्ट, त्यो चाहिँ छ अफकोर्स।
मेरो एउटा क्वेसन जस्तो रिफ्लेक्सन जस्तो, जस्तो अब नेपालले चाहिँ अब आगामी वर्ष चाहिँ यो पर्यटन वर्ष टुरिज्म इयर 2020मा आउन लागिरहेको छ। किर्तिपुर यस्तो एउटा हिस्टोरिकल र कल्चरली रिच प्लेस हो होइन। अब हामी किर्तिपुर प्लेसेसको साथीहरू लगायत अरू सामाजिक सङ्घ संस्थाहरू र किर्तिपुर नगरपालिका, यहाँको स्थानीय सरकार आफै पनि किर्तिपुरमा पर्यटन विकासमा यहाँको चाहिँ सबै समग्र विकासलाई पर्यटनसँग जोडेर उसले आफ्नो पनि रणनीतिहरू बनाइराखेको देखिन्छ होइन। तपाईँलाई के लाग्छ, हामी अब एज ए भलिन्टियर अर्गनाइजेसन, एज एन एक्टिभ पर्सन होइन, सोसियल्ली एक्टिभ पर्सनको रूपमा हामी यहाँको टुरिस्ट इन्फर्मेसन सेन्टर, अरू सङ्घ संस्था, यहाँको स्थानीय सरकार, किर्तिपुर नगरपालिका अथवा प्रदेश या केन्द्र सरकार अथवा अरू डेभलपमेन्ट पार्टनर्सहरूसँग मिलेर हामीले चाहिँ कुन क्षेत्रमा एकदम प्र्याक्टिकली फिजिकल्ली किर्तिपुरको चाहिँ विकास, पर्यटनको विकासमा सहयोग गर्न सक्छौँ अथवा कसरी चाहिँ गर्न सक्छौँ जस्तो लाग्छ। तपाईँको चाहिँ एकदम रिसर्च गर्नुभएको रहेछ, तपाईँ आफैले टुरिज्म अनि ट्रेकिङको पनि गर्नुभएको छ होइन, अरू ठाउँहरूमा पनि टुरिज्म डेभलप भएको ठाउँमा पनि जानुभएको रहेछ। सो हाउ क्यान वी इन्टरभेन, हाउ क्यान वी फाइन्ड आवर स्पेस इन दिस होल tourism discourse?
Thank you for the question. As far as you asked about the question, it's a very lengthy one, but I remember. Let me conclude in this way. There are two things we shouldn't forget. One thing is preservation of culture, what we have, that is essential. Because of this modernization, the globalizations, the food habits we have, lifestyles we have, even we are forgetting our values, rituals and customs and these things. That is very worse than the fall of the temple, I would say. Because if there is no temple at all, also people would come. If you have traditional attire, food habits, intangible cultures, if we have, they would come. So So first of all, preservation of our own whatever lost, we cannot revive. If that is revived by research, that is the very prosperous thing for Kirtipur and other places. One thing. Next thing is, we do not have exact study of the monuments actually. The what we call the Nevar community and the places we have, that is not scientifically even research. Some research would say something and other research would say another thing. We do not have that much authentic one. So that is also perplexing the tourist, either that is the fact or not. Of course, tourists, they would love to visit. At least it is ancient one, medieval one. In the some of the things that is of the Litchi period regions, that is true. Again, as you see, then the ancient Kirtipur, when you saw 20 years ago, then you will not find now, because everything is covered by the modern concrete buildings. So it's very challenging too, because the monuments, they are not repaired. Cleanliness and then the sanitation is very poor, and the monuments, they are not intact. Even their paintings had already eroded. Right. So these things are very worst thing to see nowadays. And this would be the challenge for municipality. This could be the challenge for community. This could be the challenge for, say, individual. Because when I was in Kirtipur 25 years ago, then I saw lots of places having the buildings were thatch roofed, and then even the tiles were not there. The very ancient grasses were used to cover the house as a roof in the roof. Now you will not find any temples, any buildings in that condition. So we cannot make the things intact. Everything is covered. And that happened. Now we cannot do anything. We have to repeat only. Next thing is what we have now, like in Chilinzo, what we have in Balgura, what we have in in the Uma Mysore and other places, the courtyards, what we have, chokharu, हाम्रो जुन छ ल्यापु लगायतको चोकहरू, त्यसलाई चाहिँ फर्दर डिटोरिएट हुन दिनु भएन. That is the concern. Otherwise, we will lost everything and everything will vanish and it will be the history. One thing I would like to mention, but it doesn't mean that the Kirtipur or any site which has lost many things, it doesn't mean that it will not revive. It will revive. I saw the one Ram Stupa. No one had heard about this, and recent excavation is going on in the Ram Stupa, and that resource is indicating that it was the very ancient and the oldest stupa built using the relics of the Gautam Buddha. When Gautam Buddha died, then when he was born, then his ashes and the other remainings, they were divided by the different powerful kings. And in the while building the Ram Stupa in Kapilvastu, then the relics of Gautam Buddha that was there in the when the stupa was built. So that is only one remaining. When you go to see, then there are nothing to see. But the remaining things, the excavation is going on, and some of the archaeological evidences and the artifacts that is reflecting that there was that place was quite awe, and there was a stupa, and the remain of the stupa is still there. They are digging, they are excavating, they are testing. So again, Ram Stupa could be in the World Heritage List, and we can speculate what the life it was in the time of the Buddha. So there could be the chance even. But in the case of Ram Stupa, you will find some of the old artifacts. But in Kirtipur, you do not find, because it will be lost somewhere. It will be theft. It cannot be saved properly. Even municipality does not take care properly. So even some of the inscription, when you go to the temple, then some people kick to the inscription. It may be 300-400 years old. So this is a very sad thing in terms of monumental preservation in Nepal. Any question? No. Thank you very much.
such a wonderful presentation. We really enjoy and we get a lot of information about the tourism here and the perspective Nepal tourism and the places how we can preserve, how we can promote. Thank you so much again. Now I would like to call our President of Year 2019, Ravinder sir, for giving this speech.
Thank you, Sanjay. First of all, I would like to say good afternoon to everybody, to all the members who have come to this presentation. And I would like to especially thank JCI Parash, Mudvari for giving this extraordinary informative presentation on Tourism Year 2020 on cultural and natural perspective. Thanks for sharing your views and your research paper. We all know that we have been doing this presentation in presentation to share our knowledge. We have different people with different knowledge from different fields. So we aim to share that knowledge among us and get intellectual and have some knowledge on it. So in future, I would like to see this kind of presentations more and effective way. So I'd like to request you members to present on it as well. Thank you.